Hey guys, SeanB, and today we are talking about the best event of Summoner Tour. In my opinion, to you it might not be. To a casual player, this event is not really that crazy, but to a lot of try-hard player, this is the best event of the game. Because getting a perfect rune is actually as rare or rarer than getting an LD Nat 5. I'm not sure, I read on Reddit. And please don't make this dumb mistake that I did in the previous event, which is to claim the rune early. Never claim your rune early. So be very careful at every step of the way. Don't misclick, okay? You want a slot 4, you click on a slot 4. Don't do this event after you had a drinking session with the boys because you want to get exactly what you need. The HP right here is HP percent. Don't go for flat stat. There have been so many stories of people who just go for a flat HP or flat defense. And it's like, bro, come on. Okay? Remember, HP percentage. There's gonna be a HP flat option in there to trap you. Don't ever go for it, okay? And here, change the stats to be the perfect stat that you want. If you want speed, you go 6 speed, 8% HP, 8% defense, 8% attack. Alright? You don't settle for less. Unless you don't farm a lot and you won't farm enough to reroll the rune to the stage that you want, then you will settle for maybe a bit less and maybe get 6% HP or something. But if you can, always re-roll the stat here to be perfect before you move on to the upgrade, because you cannot change the stats here. If it's speed, HP, defense, attack, it's always gonna be speed, HP, defense, attack. The power stat will only change the value of whether the rolls go to speed or HP or defense. Okay? So always remember, go for HP percent and then get the perfect stat here first, and then you roll the value here. Okay? Don't be like me and confirm a shitty substat rune. Okay? Don't be like me. In the previous event where I claimed the rune early, I contacted Comtours to ask for a reroll. And they just said no, you cannot reroll an event like this. Asking for a rollback on your account to like a previous state, like how you roll back your PC in the previous update, is possible. One time per account. And that wasn't even possible for a rune event. So I had to re-app that rune and I couldn't do anything about it. So now let's talk about the runes that you can choose for the event. There are many options depending on what you need and what you want. The easiest and safest option would be a slot 2 speed rune, because there are many possible outcomes for this rune for it to be a pretty good rune. For the other rune slot, you would want to get 18 speed because you can power up the rune twice, and 18 speed is the max you can get. But for speed slot 2, you can try to get crit rate, accuracy, or just a lot of stats in either attack or HP or defense. It depends on what you are looking for. Personally, I would recommend if you're going for slot 2 speed, you will want to go for high crit rate or accuracy, because when you build a unit, you are always looking for speed in other slot. So you will have less stats in the other department. This is actually one of the rune event. As you can see, I got 18 speed and I didn't roll into speed, but I roll into accuracy. But for the most part, you'll be getting a lot of speed in other rune, but you'll be lacking in crit rate or accuracy or other stat department, especially crit rate, because you want your rune to be efficient, right? You want to have speed and then other stats. So accuracy or crit rate might be lacking. So if you're looking for a rune that can complement your damage dealer that's on Vial, or a support unit that you want to be on speed HP build, but you still want to have good accuracy, then you might want to look for double roll into crit rate or accuracy, and then trying to get attack, HP, defense to be the other stats. And then you can grind that stats to look like this. As you can see, this is a legend rune that has double roll into crit rate, which might be the rune that you'll be getting after the event. And then I have 1 and 2 attack, 1 and 2 HP, and then I just enchant the defense in, and then we have a pretty solid rune overall. This is one of the most neutral option and is more flexible. and the speed slot 2 rune can be used on many different units. But if you're going for some of the more specific rune, then you're gonna take more time to get the perfect rune. Also, I would recommend to go for Vial or Will, because those are the rune that you'll be using at the end game for the most part. Like most unit I have are on Vial, Will, and that's just how it is, because you want to be protected in turn 1. You want Vial in this game because Vial is the best thing ever, right? Other slot you can go for will be HP or crit damage slot 4, and maybe HP or accuracy slot 6. Personally, I'll be going for a HP Vial slot 4 because, as you can see, I have one pretty okay-ish Vial rune here, and the next best thing is looking like pretty garbage. I want to try my hand at getting another over 20 speed Vial rune HP, so I can build my Molong or Wusa better. In the past, crit damage used to be the best slot 4 to get, because you can only get crit damage in slot 4, so it's much rarer to get a good crit damage rune. And as you can see right here, I think this one was a event rune, if I'm not wrong. Maybe not, I'm not too sure. But a good crit damage rune can go a long way in the past, because crit rate was much easier back then when there was a crit rate bug and people were critting like crazy. And nowadays there's artifact damage, there's non-crit unit like Kaki, and then there are much more bruiser in the meta as well. Crit damage rune become pretty shit. I struggle to find use for crit damage rune, and I wish this was a HP rune so I can use it on a bruiser unit. I might want to get an accuracy rune for slot 6, because you can see right here, this is... what is this? It's kind of sad. So I might try to get an accuracy slot 6 for either Vial or Will, depending on what kind of slot 4 I want. And accuracy is also going to exist only in slot 6. And in the current days and age, there's a lot of max resist build out there. If you are playing the game with a control unit at like 50 accuracy, you're gonna hate yourself a lot. So I want to go for an accuracy rune to improve my accuracy lineup. So as you can see, it's so pathetic. My accuracy rune is so bad, except for Swift rune. I have two sort of okay-ish, I would say, not too shabby, but still it's kind of bad. So that's what I'm going for. But those will be more specific to what you really need. You might want an attack rune because you are a cleaver. So you might want to go and try to get a rune that look like this, because you like to play cleave, you don't care about HP or accuracy. So you're gonna go for a crit damage and attack rune. I think last time I went for an attack rune and it was this one. I had to re-app so many times to get it to a usable standard, and it's not really that amazing for like an attack rune per se. For the gamblers out there, you might want to go for a Swift rune, because there's no better time to get an 18 speed Swift rune that is legend, and you have 2 more chance to get a quad speed, which is much higher chance than getting a quad speed from farming in Giants. You know how rare that is. If you farm Giants a lot, you know getting a good speed rune in Giant takes forever. So this might be the chance for you to get your hands on an accuracy slot 6, or maybe a good HP slot 4, or crit damage slot 4. Hey, this might be the chance. I think I got one. This is the one that I got in the previous event. This is the crit damage rune that I got. I have been using this a lot, and I gotta say, with the Tiana buff, this rune become really good, and it's just a good rune in general. So I try to get speed, attack, and why do I champion crit rate? I think it was HP or something. But yeah, this is the one that I got from the previous event, and it is one of my fastest Swift rune ever. Crazy. And I somehow got this one. I like this one a lot. It's a crit rate rune, and I need to get better stats here. But those are the thought process behind the rune choice that you can go for. Let me know what kind of runes you are going for in the comment section down below, and I hope that you can get to your perfect rune fast, because this event, it looks really good, but the reality is you have to farm a lot of points, because at every step of the way it's going to require you to burn some points, and you can only get the points by farming. And to get the perfect rune here, every click will require you to get 50 points, so it's gonna cost you a lot of points. And to get the perfect rune, it won't be that easy. So I wish you the best of luck, and never claim the rune early, and I hope you get a quad speed run. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.